Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And for the first time, I guess I could say, author of two books. One rental at a time is Olivia and my story going from nothing to something, investing before and after the crash, all of that good stuff. But now this book's going to be something different. This one's for you. The first book was for me. This book's for you. I wanted to write a book that would become a inspiration, a reminder, something that you could look back on when you have bad days, right? When you need to be a reminder that real estate investing is worth it. Buy and hold real estate investing is slow. It is certainly slower than any of us want. It took us, 10 years to really start to see the cash flow build up so it was meaningful. That's right around when Olivia, maybe she was a year 11 when she retired. But yeah, this next book's got 15 great investors in it that I truly hope you enjoy. And again, I wrote it with the intention to be a reminder because, as I think I said this morning once already, and likely will say again, Gary Keller's book, the blue and white one, I think it's Real Estate Investing Millionaires or Real Estate Millionaires, something like that. Gary Keller, I know. He wrote a book that he probably doesn't even know that I kept in my nightstand for about 5 years. And it wasn't the book. It wasn't the 98% of the book. It was the last 2% where he had these little like case studies of other real estate investors. It was really short. It was like like a page and a half. I looked at those, like I said, for 4 or 5 years. So I wanted to do something different. I actually have, it's almost 300 pages, this next book, right? The first book I think was 180. This one's nearly 300. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. It took a year, man. Writing a book's hard. Editing a book's harder. Publishing a book, that's not easy either. Man. Anyways. So I have some topics for today. Again, I'm going to probably call this one about 8:45 because I will be getting ready for a speaker call for the REI conference that is happening today. I think I speak at 10:15. I think you can still register. I think it's just simply reiconference.com. It goes from 10 to 3 Pacific today. So hopefully you are there. Remember that this live Q&A is for you. I have a couple of topics from the week that I will talk about for 10 or 15 minutes. And then just leave your questions over here in the chat box, and we will get to them. So yeah. So first off, there's been a couple questions about my ADU, right? If you don't know, one of my next projects I'm working on is going to be adding a unit to a property I own. And I've done some videos on it. I had my architect on, kind of the good, bad, and the ugly of the process so far. We have now submitted designs to the city. I have spent another $600 in fees and taxes and nonsense. Uh, it seems to be all going out right now, and not even buying material, right? It's all fees and designs and things. Last I heard, it could take 6 to 12 weeks because the city is backed up, I guess, or slow or whatever. So we probably won't even see anything until December, best case. And frankly, I'm thinking January at this point. Talk to my architect, and I probably will have him back on just because it's taken forever. We both expect the city to flag some stupid things. That means we'll have to resubmit, and I'm guessing I'll have to pay some more money. But I'm hoping to break ground next week or next year. Next week. Wow, where'd that Freudian slip come from? Next year. And right now I'm doing it because it's probably the best deal in my market, right? My market average yield is 6. It's really hard, no inventory. So as I've shared, initially when I was going to do an ADU, I was going to build to the maximum. I think it was 1,200 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just another house. But that would have been very expensive. And now what I'm done is I'm taking it down to kind of the minimum. I think it's a 300, it might be 320 square feet ADU. Again, I have a perfect lot for it, great part of town. So my intention is to add an ADU. I'm hopefully going to keep total cost, I don't know, right now between 120 grand and 130 grand. That's my intention. I would really like it to be under 120, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'll keep you up to date. The reason I'm doing that is because I'll be able to rent this for probably $1,000. It is a way for me to get a good yield, and then I'll pay for it cash, and then my intention is to go back and refi the property, get some, if not all, my money back. That's my intention. I will keep you updated as we move forward. I'll probably interview my architect again in the next couple of weeks just because it's such a slow process. So that's what I'm doing with the plan, and that's how I plan to get my money back. Is I will pay it up front and then refi it back after it's seasoned for 6 months. I got a question from someone during the week. What happened to our expenses after retirement? What went up, if anything? So first and foremost, insurance. If you don't know my story, I did not plan to retire at 45. I'd always talked about retiring at 50. So in one stance, I wasn't even ready for it. Basically went to work one day, didn't work out, didn't like my boss. He doesn't like me. So I went to work thinking I was going to have a great year. And I came home like 90 minutes later. And I'm like, well, Olivia, what are we going to do now? So I didn't plan for it. Insurance was a lot more expensive. As part of my package when I left, I think I had insurance for 6 months. But yeah, insurance went up. Insurance is, I want to say $2,000 a month. I did not shop it around. We just stayed with Kaiser. Kaiser's a hospital that's like 5 miles over there, maybe 4 miles. So we didn't change. I didn't shop. I didn't need to. But yeah, health insurance is expensive. Damn, that's expensive. Other things that went up was travel. We had originally planned to do a lot of travel. All the travel that we had done previously was generally done on points because I'm a million-mile flyer and lots of stays at hotels. So generally our past travel was covered, 80%. So our travel budget was much bigger, although we haven't really used it. We actually have a separate account for travel that we put money away for. So that went up. Eating out actually went up more because historically we would eat out for dinner, but now we're eating out for lunch and this and that. So some stuff went up for sure. Did anything go down? Not really. Nothing that I can think of went down. So yeah, if you're planning to retire, do yourself a favor and go look for insurance because yeah, that was expensive. Somebody asked about the rates that I got on my, I think it was my refi video. Again, everybody's situation is different. I got 3.99 on my purchase, which we talked about 2 weeks ago, which may seem high to you until you understand that I can't get the low rates that most of you can get. 3.99 is a godsend. I am so happy for it. So much so that I got a 4.99 on my cash out refi. And happy as a clam to get that. Again, I paid down points, good credit. I did the Fast 50 program, so I put in 50% equity. Your situation may differ, but you guys asked, so that's it. And then inflation. Inflation is going to get worse. Again, I talked about on the daily financial news, when Nike and Costco and General Mills and all these other companies basically are flashing warning signs. Yeah. And I wish the media would talk about inflation as a tax, because you can talk about income tax or capital gains tax all you want. And based on articles from earlier this year, only 38% of us paid income tax last year, at least at the Fed level. That means 62% of people paid nothing. Capital gains tax, what impacts, I don't know, 30% of the population? I'm just guessing 40%. Inflation hits everyone. And the reason the media and the government don't talk about inflation is because it hurts the people at the bottom of the rung the most. Everybody buys the same gas. Everybody buys food. Everybody pays rent and housing. And I think the decade we're in is going to be like the 40s and the 70s. It's going to be an inflation decade. The genie is out of the bottle, and I think it gets worse from here. There are transitory aspects, but the big part, wages, shipping, and rent or rent equivalent, hasn't even hit the books yet. It is going to be pretty bad. So that's what I got for you today. I was going to talk about my book more, but I think I've done that enough today, at least for a little while. Maybe we will talk about it. Oh, I see. I can't see Happy. So one sec. Happy, people want to see you. See, she's now 3.5 pounds. She's 12 weeks. Yeah, how you doing, Happy? She's mad at me. I woke her up, but here's Happy. Okay, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Thank you for that, Nathan. All right, let's go to the top. And remember, folks, this 45 minutes is for you, so ask questions below. Hey, Jeffrey, Ultimate Bargains, how are you? Thanks for watching. Nathan, thank you. Yeah, the book, I think the book's going to be a big deal. I really do. I took the concept of what Gary Keller did for me, and I did it on steroids. So I hope it's impactful. I really do. Dion, how are you? Thanks for talking to the private Facebook group at 9 a.m. I appreciate that. Nathan, thank you very much. Yeah, the book's a big deal. Horatio, good morning. How are you? John from Texas, good morning. How are you? Turk, East Bay, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, when I got that notification this morning, I was pretty happy. It was 5:44, so it was pretty early. But yeah, I was vibrating. I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah, I'm pretty proud. Oh, what are you most proud of this book, and how does it compare to the first? Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that, Nathan. I get to talk about the book. So this book was just Olivia and I's story. Full-time employees, middle-aged, right? We start at 30. One market, buy and hold, private money. It was just our story, which may or may not resonate with you, right? I can only write what our story was. This book is 15 different people's stories. For example, I think one of the stories I know one of the stories, I just don't know which one. Let's see I have them written down here. Let's see. Oh, guest number 12 or chapter 12. This investor is in her 70s, and she actually talks about what to do when you unwind your property or you're later in life. I'm not 70, could never talk about that. We have somebody that talks about the grass isn't greener in other markets. We have somebody starting, going full time and struggling. We have, I guess what I'm most proud about this is I've tried to create a book where 1 or 2 chapters in here are going to grab you by the throat. They're going to say, read me again, read me again. And some of these chapters are going to be irrelevant to you. You know, maybe you're not a single parent. Maybe you're not doing BRRRR. Maybe you're not doing out of state. But hopefully a couple of them just grab you. My intention when I finally got on this topic a year ago was to create a book that increases motivation and confidence, both of those. Real estate investing is amazing. It's changed people's lives. I interview 8 and talk to 8 or 9 different people every week for you. But that doesn't mean anything if the stories don't hit you, right? I talk about it in sales. You got to get the heart before you get the mind. I'm trying to get your heart. I want you to feel it. I want you to go, oh, I got to read that. I got to read guest number 4, number 8 again. Because again, Gary Keller's book, those last 20 pages, I wore them out. When we were at 4 or 6 or 12 units, I was wearing those pages out going, we can get there. We can get there. We can get there. So yeah. So this book is completely different. It is 15 other stories, different walks of life. So yeah. So Nathan, yep, I showed happy. Thank you for asking. That was cool. I forget about that sometimes. Oh, just bought the new. Can't wait to get it. We'll post Amazon review ASAP. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and it's funny. This time on the back of the book, it says, "Do me a favor, take a selfie with the book, post it on Instagram, and tag me with the chapter or story that resonates with you." Because again, all 15 stories are different, and I'm hoping they hit people at different levels. That is really my hope and dream. Am I doing any short-term rentals? Nope, I do not. I built my portfolio on month to month. I do have short-term rentals in the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, because it is an amazing way for lots of people. That was added, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Alicia Merriman from Huntsville, Alabama, has been crushing it in Airbnb. So she was gracious enough to create us 3 hours of content, I think, something like that. So it's in the course, but I don't talk about things I don't know, and short-term rentals, I don't know. Hope that makes sense. So out of curiosity, what specifically was the last straw when you were still working? You mentioned in the past that you were forced to work with someone you didn't like. Please share. So basically, I was a sales leader, and every year a salesperson gets a new quota, a new territory, a new product, and potentially a new leader, right? It's kind of 4 things. I had been at this company a couple of years, sterling reputation, crushed numbers every quarter, every year. And basically, there was a leader who I didn't trust, didn't respect. And let's be clear, this was not one-sided. He could not stand me. So it was equally toxic. And I was asked to work for him with a product that was had an unrealistic quota. I was asked to carry the water of other regions. I had a worldwide number, and there were regions that were underperforming. And for example, there was a region I was asked to cover that had done like 500 grand, and they were going to have a $10 million quota the next year. Just totally unrealistic, which would ultimately mean that I would have to make that up somewhere else. And then again, this guy, he didn't like me. I didn't like him. No trust, no respect, like 2 rams just butting heads. He had been at the organization much longer than me. I let everybody know ahead of time that I couldn't work for him anymore or at all. I couldn't work for him. And they decided to make that happen. I could have fought and used political capital and maybe stayed or changed, but I was so pissed off. Literally, I walk into the meeting where you get your quota and your assignments, and I see this freaking person. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be one of those days. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I didn't even bother sitting down. I was standing. And I'm like, okay, let's give me a package. I'll leave today. And you give me a package and I'll say nice things and you say nice things and I'm out of here. So I went to work. I got to work by 7:45. I had my meeting at 8:30 and I left by 8:45. It was I remember standing in the room looking at this individual going, yeah, this is not going to work. I remember thinking, well, you could fight it or you could quit. And just like that, I was gone. Yeah, that was it. Without all the cuss words. That's funny. When is the right time to pay down your mortgage faster? When interest rates are high, otherwise leverage can cheat money. Brian, for me, it is where you are in your journey of accumulation. As I wrote about in the book, and Matt the lumberjack and Dion have talked about, and I've talked about, and actually Todd Baldwin's talked about. So while you're acquiring, you kind of want to recycle capital. I took my LTVs during acquisition to 75, maybe 80%. Never thought about paying off or repaying down. Never thought about it. Had a job, was paying the bills, wanted the next one, wanted the next one, wanted the next one, wanted the next one at a time. But once you leave your job, then you got to start moving stuff around. So that's what we did, right? The first year after leaving, we started paying this off and move it over here and all of that. You're just going to grow slower. So for us, it was when we left our W-2s. We decided to grow slower. We're still growing. We just bought a duplex. We're going to be building an ADU, right? We're still growing. We'll never stop, or at least I don't think we'll stop. So for me, it's where you are, Brian, in your career. Are you still acquiring? Then use safe leverage. If you're done, if you got enough, then yeah, pay off this, move it over here, all of that. Hopefully that makes sense, Brian. Thank you. Yes, Happy is adorable. She's still a puppy, right? 12 weeks. So she has like these 15 minutes twice a day where she goes bananas, like bananas, and then she sleeps. It's the funniest thing. It's like she's sprinting around our couch, it's just the funniest thing to see. Is Ultimate Bargains from Arizona? I believe he's in Colorado. I believe. I could be wrong though. Oh, your double book deal. Gosh, you guys got a good memory. So what I will probably do, or I will do, what I will probably do is probably not until like the middle of October. They got to get producing this book. I'll order both of these and then do an autograph special where I'll send them out. So I have to figure out all the logistics. I'll probably buy 100 of each and then offer autograph versions and ship them out. But that's probably not till the middle of October. I'm hoping that this goes to new release bestseller. So hopefully you don't wait for that. Hopefully you buy it and then maybe you want autograph copies for Christmas presents or something. But we'll see. That's my plan. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that. Actually, I'll write that down. Probably in the middle of October, I would think. Yep. Good morning, Eddie. How are you? Good morning, Faraz. Good morning. Chris, Mike, been following you for the better part of 3 years now. Please elaborate on your portfolio in depth, as I've been wondering about all the details for a long time. Well, if you got my book, I think it's all in here. Most of it's in here. Most of this is still true. Let's see. Where is it? Is it here? On page 96 of this book, 3 18-unit buildings, now 2, 1 13-unit building, 4 10s, 1 7, 2 5s, 2 tries, 6 dupes, 35 single-family homes. I think we have 2 18s, 1 13, 4 10s, 7, 5, 2 5s. I think now we have 2 fourplexes. We have 4 triplexes, 8 duplexes, and we might have 40 single-family homes. Folks, I don't know. I don't look. It's not important to me, but it's in the book. Buy the book. Thank you, George. I appreciate it. Chris, you got it. No problem. Good morning, Tennessee Adams. Thank you for that. Love the smiley faces. Question, will the new book be on Audible, books on tape? I don't know. Audible is ridiculously expensive. So the first book we released, I put it on Audible, and some folks don't like it. I don't know. I had somebody help me with it. Apparently it's too computerized voice or something. It cost me $5,000 to do that. $5,000. And let's just say authors don't make a lot on Audible. It's like $2. I think it's $2.15. So I am losing money on Audible, but I did it anyway. Will the new book be on Audible? Let's just say I certainly hope so, but it would probably be 6 or 9 months because writing that $5,000 check to lose money is not fun, but no guarantee, but probably. Not sure. It's really expensive. Crimson. I saw a property that said closing date subject to probate court appointing an executor expected in approximately 6 to 8 weeks. Basically, what does that mean is somebody the owner died, and now it has to go through the probate process. That's what that means. It's slow. Wait, what? No Kindle version for the new book? It will be there. It's Amazon is it's a process. So the new book will be in soft copy, which got approved today at 5:44 a.m. We are also getting it in hard copy, and we will also have it on Kindle. 3 different formats, 3 different approval processes, all take their own time. I think Kindle takes the longest. Kindle could take up to a week, but they've all been submitted. It's in Amazon's hands right now, and in theory, they could kick it back and say you got to change this because again, Kindle wants very specific formatting. So it will be there. It's just not there yet. Paperback was the first one to be approved this morning at 5:44. So Jeffrey, it's been submitted. I just can't guarantee you when. The email I got back was up to 7 days. Where'd we go? Mentioned you have Airbnb videos, but I haven't been able to find them on your YouTube channel playlist. Am I missing something? I'm sorry, Tennessee. That was in my course. I have a course called How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. We had an expert in Airbnb create content, and it is added as a bonus material. I have had Airbnb guests on my channel before. Alicia's there. Kyle's there. There's not a playlist. You would have to just search Airbnb or search short-term rentals. But the material I was talking about earlier, my mistake, it's in my online course, which is on Teachable, which also gets you into my private Facebook group if you so desire. Colorado, been in California, New York, and Texas. Oh, look at that. Answered the question. So I was right. He's in Colorado. Pam, you have talked a lot about the pro for non-QM. Are there any cons to take into consideration? Yes, they are not as cheap as bank loans. Believe me, if I could still get bank loans, I would get bank loans. 2, non-QM lenders have their own box. They don't do owner-occ. A lot of you have called them about owner-occ. They don't lend in all states. There are certain states they have population requirements. They don't do land. They don't do mobile homes. They don't support everyone. Yeah, there's lots of reasons why non-QM lenders won't work for you. But they do work for more people, right? Banks over here, hard money over here, non-QM lenders. Velocity Mortgage is publicly traded, so they got New York money. But yeah, non-QM lenders has been a lifesaver for me. Man, getting a rate under 4% for a purchase. I never thought I would. Never thought I'd see that. The person to get the 500th on the 500 challenge gets both books signed. Sure, I could do that. Why not? Okay, I like that. Rob, yeah, or at convention, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think we'll have to do that someday. Aaron, good morning. How are you? Did I speak? Just got in. Did you speak about the multifamily forbearance extension? I did not speak about that. I do not know what that is. When you're saying multifamily 10-man, are you referring to duplexes through quads? If that's the case, that's just about over. Or are you talking about apartment buildings, commercial? Because I believe that already. I don't believe that's out there. So I'll have to look that up. If you have an article or something you want to send me, you can. I will look that up. Or if you want to leave it in chat here, everybody could see it, I guess. I'm just taking a note because I did not see that. Yep. RB, Q2 housing affordability index for Los Angeles area is 22. What I would do, RB, because again, 22 in the context of a single date means very little. It's certainly low, don't get me wrong. But what I would tell you to do, and I actually shared this, I think, last week about San Diego, LA, Sacramento, California wide. I would go back and look at 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, and try to figure out what the low was. I'm going to guess LA got as low as like 11 or 12. So 22 is low, no doubt, but it's not 12. But also we have to realize that I think interest rates are going up, and interest rates going up hurts affordability even more. So you got to know 22 in context of what. So Fresno, I think in 2008 or 9, I'm not sure what year it was. I think it was 8, got as low as 21 or 20. But I think LA got lower. I think LA got to like 11 or 12. But again, car.org, do your own research, take a look. But that's what I would try to figure out is how low did they get last time? Yeah, I don't know LA. Don't know. I will tell you that Dion has a statement that I think is very true. It's always a great time to find a great deal or do a great deal. You got to do the work. They're hard. I want to buy lots of units, and so far I've only bought a duplex. It's so hard out there. I'm building an ADU, right? I want to keep growing, but I have to get creative. But I'm still looking every day. You just keep looking, man. Every day is a great day to find a great deal. Just keep looking, keep going. Nobody said this was going to be easy. Oh, look at that, Dan. Always a good time to find a great deal. Yep. Cool. Audible. Awesome. I'm curious about how the property tax implications with adding an ADU. Is it treated as a different property? I'm also in Pam. No idea, but believe me, I expect the city to hit me for a property tax adjustment. I suspect when the plans get approved, it will cause a trigger. It's just a guess. I don't know. It will not be a new, different property because it's on the same APN, same plot map. But I'm guarantee you they're going to hit me for more taxes. Freaking Gavin Newsom, yeah, he's not going to miss that opportunity. But I don't know how, and I don't know what. But I fully expect it to happen. Oh, you got the book. Thank you for buying the book. Yo Matic. Sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing that. Where do you think your real estate business would be right now if the crash had not happened? I don't know. Probably half the size, probably. Yeah, probably half the size. Yeah, half the size. Yep, half the size. I'm curious how the. Okay, I already did that. Did I already do that? I already did that. I already did that one. When you buy in B and A area in a city, if the assessor screwed up on your taxes. I'm not sure if that's a statement or a question, Crimson Knight. Sorry, Nathan, if I made a mistake. 1,000 people have reviewed my book. 10,000 people have bought the book. I think what I meant to say, and I might have got so excited, it cost $5,000 to convert to Audible. Sorry if I messed that all up. We have 1,000 reviews, 718 on Amazon, and 328 on Audible, I think. Good morning, Jairus. Good morning. When will you be on Real Estate Disruptors podcast? Not soon enough. I love that guy. Stephen Trang is amazing. I think he's legit. I've got to get out to Arizona. I want to go see him. I want to go see Pace also. Probably next year. Probably early next year. If recession happens, what is normally happens to rental price? That is a very good question. There's really two types of recessions. Well, yeah. There's the recession that is long, but shallow, which is what I think we're going to have. I think the next recession is going to be a long one, like 9 months, like 3-4 quarters. Stagflation is going to be nasty, I think, man. But I think we're going to have wage inflation. So I think rents are going to be pretty stable. In fact, I think rents and houses are going to go up. The last recession, rents went up because everybody was losing their houses. I think if you're in an area that people are leaving, like if the next recession really hit San Francisco hard, like tech or whatever, and people kept leaving, you may have regions that are slowing down. But I think nationally speaking, housing rents will go up. Yeah. FHFA extended forbearance indefinitely? What? Really? I did not hear that. Really, FHFA indefinitely? That strikes me as odd, but all right. I will see. Indefinitely, really? That would be, go ahead, never pay a mortgage again. That doesn't make sense to me, but we'll see. I have not seen that yet, 10 Man. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. What websites do you like tracking real estate stats on, nationwide or statewide? So obviously more focused on California, actually more focused on Fresno, California. So for California in Fresno, I use car.org. For my daily financial news, it's really all over the place. Census is actually surprising good. The Federal Reserve out of St. Louis has some amazing data about generations and population and things. John Burns Real Estate Consulting is a great follow on Twitter. He puts out amazing stuff. That's the stuff that jumps out to me right now. Thoughts on box homes like the one Elon Musk has as an ADU, same benefits such as taxes, depreciation, etc. No idea. I think that they're a cute idea, but I don't see them working very well in existing areas. Like in an area that's had housing for the last 50 years, I think the local population would revolt. But I think going forward, we have to find a way to make cheaper housing, whether it's boxes or 3Ds or smaller homes. Housing is a crisis. Affordable housing is a crisis that needs serious addressing. And I don't know what the right answer is. Is it boxed homes, container homes? Is it tiny homes? Is it 3D homes? But then you have to worry about where to build them. And I don't think they're going to be built, generally speaking, in neighborhoods that have homes. They'll be not in my backyard, the NIMBY phenomenon. So I think anything that allows more people to be housed cheaper is a good thing. That's what I think. There you go. Yeah, the course is amazing, right? It's how I got to financial freedom, but this channel brings on more people. We got Airbnb, private money, flipping, self-management, out of state, roommates coming, right? Todd Baldwin from CNBC Money or CNBC Millionaire just sent me some content. I'm going to be loading that. So yeah, the course is ridiculously cheap at $299. Mandeep, good morning. Should I buy a property in winters in Chicago suburbs? It'll easy to rent in the season. So Mandeep, I can only talk about what I do. I invest in Fresno, California, which really doesn't have a winter to speak of. I can tell you other students do say that renting in the winter is harder. I don't know. I mean, I know Chicago gets really cold, so I would expect longer rent times, but that's only involved in from experience from others. I don't have any direct experience. Nathan, was Olivia involved in the new book? Other than encouraging me and letting me vent at my frustrations, not really. She does got a nice dedication. The first book I wrote, I gave her tons of credit in the book, but I wrote her a nice dedication. I hope she sees it. So yeah, page 7 in the new book, I gave a full dedication to Olivia, but no, she was not involved in writing it. She was huge encouragement, supportive. Writing a book is so hard, so hard. So hard. How likely the 40-year fixed rate mortgage will happen if recession occurs, maybe to keep people in affordable housing? I think a 40-year mortgage happens regardless. I would bet $1 that the 40-year mortgage is a popular option no later than 2025, regardless of a recession or not. Yeah. Thank you. Good luck at the REI conference. Thank you. I need to get to that here shortly. Yep. In your buying experience, is it less expensive market better, or is it really just, guys, it's all about yield. It does cheaper. I know plenty of people over the last 3 years who bought cheap and went broke. It's all yield. Focus, daily discipline, yield. My course in a nutshell, right there. Build your network. Yep. When did you find time to write? What's your typical day with all the videos, conferences, etc.? Oh God. Usually, so the weekends are a lot less videos. Usually weekends I would write. I would try to write a couple of hours. And just so you know, what again, this is writing this book. I must have started 4 other books that just didn't feel right. So this book was the 4th or 5th. And then once I got like 3 interviews in, I'm like, okay, this is it. So this book being born is actually after 2 or 3 went nowhere. Yeah, usually wrote on the weekends. Yeah, usually the weekends. I would brainstorm during the week and write lots of notes and then write on the weekends. All right, folks, do me a favor. Hopefully you order the book today. I would love to get bestseller new release. That's a big deal. I want that screenshot. I will do the 2-book autograph special sometime in October. Hopefully you buy the book and you like it. You give that one away. And then if you want autograph copies, we'll do that in October. Yes, Happy is sleeping. She is out. But yeah, I will be in the conference. I have a speaker call here in a little bit. And then I think I go on at 10:15. So have a wonderful day. Take care. And thank you so much.